Well, John, back on the European trail, and I suppose lessons learned from last year, really.
Well, I think it's different. We have a different team this year. A lot of players who weren't there last year. So, I suppose the main thing is that we don't have any problem with transport or flights and planes. So that's a big plus. But on the other side, you're coming against probably Linfield, who are probably the biggest club in the country. In the sense that north and south, because historically that's the way they've been. They've been by far the most dominant club in the north. They've won double the amount of trophies to their nearest rivals, and financially they've been a massive club. We know that ourselves from the amount of lads who would have played down here, who would have gone up to play with them. Pat Fenton. So in the prime of their career, they would have taken players up. So financially we're obviously a huge club, and I suppose it's probably real League of Ireland match, and they've obviously strengthened in the off season, and so we know what we have to do, and for us it's really about making sure that we can give a good performance.
No further knocks was there from Friday night against Rovers?
There's a few knocks, alright. There's probably Kenny Brown is very sick at the moment, and Alan Bennett is a knock, but look at Martin McSweeney's back, hoping that he can put himself back in contention. He isn't trained yet, but at the same time, guys want to play in these matches, and it's a massive game. It's massive, and so from our point of view, it's we're looking forward to the game.
Big week for the club, really, isn't it?
Well, it is, because the lads have to prepare. It's going to be a really intimidating game, and they're, as I keep saying, because of the Linfield are seeded, and they've been in Europe nearly every year in their history, so since it was founded, so they expect to go through, and they brought in their manager David Healy, and brought him in because they've been unsuccessful for the last 2 or 3 years, because obviously they expect to win trophies every year, and by their history shows that. So but it's a big week, but for us it's about keeping cool heads and showing discipline, and go out and giving the performance that we have given a lot this year. But it's going to be difficult, and we need everyone to perform.
You needed a game against Rovers really on Friday night, didn't you? You needed a game before you went into this, with the break being 3 weeks this year as opposed to 2 weeks every year.
And I suppose people might say that you're halfway in your season, which you are, but the 3-week break certainly didn't do us any favours. So I'm just presuming that Friday night was a game to get us out of our system, because we weren't flying it, and we were sluggish. But I expect that would be different on Thursday night.
John, they're out of season as well, which gives you an advantage on paper, at least, anyhow.
Yeah, it's their last game was the cup final 7th of May, so which is probably 5-6 weeks ago. The 3-week break certainly I think was too long for us here and for the league, and we said at the start that 2 weeks was enough, but the 3 weeks, so it's hard to know, are they fresh coming in, but at the same time they played a game Thursday night, they played a game Saturday, played a few pre-season friendlies, but I think really it's going to be a hell for leather game. I think we need to be composed, we need to be disciplined. I think it's going to be, I think some of our lads mightn't be used to, what might be coming ahead of them. So I think it's important that we get back to basics, and we get back to working hard, moving the ball quickly, and playing like we've done up to the break. And that's really, and I think if we give a strong performance and a good performance, I think we'll win. But at the same time, I think it's 2 legs, and I think it'll go right to the wire.
And what's the scouting report on them? What are their strengths? And have you been out to Roscommon looking for information?
Yeah, well, Ross was with us for 1.5 years, and he did great for me, and he was a good lad here and whatever. But at the end of the day, he decided not to take up the option of extending his contract. He had 1 year left, and obviously, as I said, because financially he'd got a better deal, and that's good luck to him. And in fairness to him, now it is close to where he's from. But at the same time, we know a lot about them, because a lot of the players have been capped underage. Obviously, Roy Carroll, sub-keeper for Northern Irish squad, so he's back in. And so I suppose they've Andy Waterworth, top striker, prolific up in the Irish League. They have a young boy, Paul Smith, who had been training with Northern Ireland. He'd been over in France with them in the fringe squad, who's back with them. So and then they have a hardcore of, Lowry in the middle of the park. His brother would have been with Derry. Mulgrew, who was also capped, as an international, and so we know quite a bit about them, and so they're, they got beaten in the cup final. They came second in the league last year, so David He's trying to turn them around, and so we're expecting. I suppose we're looking at their strengths and their weaknesses, and I'm sure they're trying to do the same for us, but at the same time, it's really making sure that we give a performance.
Would you take a draw before kick-off? Are you going up there to get the win back to Sands Cross?
It's one of those ties. I think normally when you look at European ties, you'd say yes, but I think it's one of those ties because it's an All-Ireland game, and I think there's so much, passion and pride in the match that I just think both teams will go for it. And I think they'll be at home. They want to win. We want to win, and I think you'll see a situation that I don't think either side will back off. So from that point of view, I'm positive, I'm optimistic, and it could be great if we could go there and score. So that's what we're looking at.
John, it's probably a different year and a different team going into the game. Go back to 2007 when they won, but would you use that now as a sort of a motivational tool going into the game on Thursday night? They beat us in the semi-final of the Satanta Cup. I know it's a different team a while back, but would you be looking to try and set a record?
History means nothing. Those games mean they were years ago. The club we were bust in 2009, 2010, so we're a new club effectively. So what it shows is that games between teams from the north and south are very competitive, are very close. If you look at the top teams over the years, and when you look at the Satanta Cup games, in the finals and semi-finals, they were always very close games. You look back, even going back, we're talking historic, when I was even playing, like they had guys like Glenn Ferguson, really top players playing for them, and they were always big, and there was never anything between any of the games going to the old Tyler Cup and all these games before. So you'd have to allow that the game will be close, and
we do have a good record in the Satanta Cup over the years.
It's not Satanta Cup games, so it's different. I don't think any of those games have any bearing on this, other than to say that the games between both teams from north and south are always close at the top, and we'd expect that.
There's kind of bragging rights, isn't there, at stake as well? Like,
yeah, it's about getting through. At the end of the day, you play in the league here to qualify for Europe because the attraction of it, and it's fantastic for the guys to play in Europe. This is different because it's a game on the island of Ireland, so it's much more intense, and there are bragging rights. That's always going on, but one crowd always says they're better than the other crowd, and that's historically the way it's been. But at the end of the day, there's been very little between both sides, and both leagues, and but at the same time, it's a massive opportunity to progress, and financially it's big for the club as well. So from that point of view, it gives us an opportunity to get to the next round, and that's what we're looking at.
Sunday, obviously, Rycar will be back, obviously, with Northern Ireland's exit, but it's going to be a big night for Mark McNulty. If he plays, it'll be his 100th consecutive game.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Bit of a milestone.
Yeah, well, that's a good keeper. I suppose, to be fair, that's stats for yourself. I'm really interested in action, getting ourselves prepared, and that we're ready to go, and that, you know what I mean. But look at, Mark has been number one goalkeeper since I've come in. He's done really well. His clean sheet record is phenomenal with the help of the rest of the lads. So it's touch wood that he stays good between now and then.
it's vital to get Michael McSweeney back, isn't it? Because I know Conor McCarthy did well there at right front on there, but like as you said, the European game.
Yeah.
These are big games.
Yeah, and you need a little bit of experience and cuteness, and so we're pushing hard to see will Michael be back. But to be fair, Conor McCarthy made his debut away to Shamrock Rovers on Friday night, and he did really well. And he probably tired a little bit in the second half, but it was a tough ask to ask him. But he's confident, and sometimes we need to throw younger guys in to see where they're at, and the future is bright for him if he keeps his feet in the ground. So it was he did very well for us.
John, from your own experience as a player in Europe, it's almost vital now, isn't it, to score away from home? And do you look at the away leg first as a slight advantage? Like you personally, would you prefer to play away first in the first leg?
Well, I think in general it looks, most clubs would prefer to have the game at home, the second leg. And I suppose if you look at last year, you know, we lost out in the fact that our second game was away. So yeah, I think it gets to the stage where, you know, being the away team, you look at trying to score because it is important, and you know, we're looking at that, and you know, we're certainly you know, going up there, seeing can we win the match, and we're preparing that way. But at the same time, you know, when they come down here, I'm sure, you know, they'll feel they can score. But like, certainly if you can score away from home, does help.
And you've had good results away this year, John. Obviously beating Dundalk away is a huge confidence booster.
Yes.
Away, and you've had good results away from home.
Well, our record has been good, I suppose. If you look at the overall picture since the start of the President's Cup, you know, we've only had one defeat. You know, and you know, our clean sheet in the leagues is 10. You know, 10 out of 16. You know, which is good. But you know, we're sort of, and our scoring record has been good. But there's been one or two games that we've been, you know, early in the season were a bit disappointing. But you know, outside of Friday night, we've been very good. But Friday night we were a bit flat, and that was just disappointing. But look, I think that's gone, and we're moving on for Thursday. So you know, I think it'll be a good game.
What kind of atmosphere are we expecting up in Belfast with Linfield, traditionally a loyalist team, against a team from the south?
Yeah, well, I suppose from our point of view, we don't get into the, you know, I keep saying the religious side or anything like that, or the political side, because it's a game of football. But you'd be naive to think, if you thought you were going in and it was going to be a nice friendly atmosphere, you'd be naive to think that, because obviously they want their team to win, and you know, so I would expect it to be, you know, they'll try to make it as intimidating as possible and create as much noise and that. So we need to be aware of that, but at the same time, you know, that'll, you know, we'll be the same down here. So you know, so certainly we'd expect it to be, you know, probably get a frosty reception, but we expect that, you know.
DVD, John, the league decider for them, or the cup final.
Yeah, well, I watch the Irish League a lot. You know, I watch it a lot because, you know, I suppose I'm interested in football, and plus the fact you're always looking to see if there's, you know, players out there and whatever. The problem for us is that it's seldom we get a player from the Irish League that comes to us, because the money is better up there. You know, whereas we've had a lot of players who played up there. You know, if you look at even historically, we had top players like Doolan, Vinnie Arkins, Pat Fenn, Billy Woods. They all played up there, and we had a lot of guys go up and play in the north. Not so much the other way. Derry maybe pick up a few because they're quite close, but you know, from that point of view. So, but yeah, I follow the league. I know a lot about the league, and you know, but why wouldn't I? It's, you know, it's you're always interested in players and how they get on. So yeah, so I think the big thing for us is that for us is that I suppose they are the biggest club, you know, up there. And I suppose the pressure is on them in a lot of ways, because everyone expects them to win and they're seeded. But at the same time, you know, we're a very good team, and while we might have played that way on Friday night, certainly our performance up to that showed how good we were, and we need that performance again on Thursday.
Did you watch them in the friendly last week? Did you watch them in the friendly last week against Macbreda?
Yeah, we had something to watch. Yeah, so yeah, hard to gauge friendly. You know, it's like probably us going out playing, you know, Wilton or, you know, Middleton or something that's very hard to gauge in that. But you know, I suppose more importantly, we'd have seen a lot of direction from last year, and the bulk of the players are still there. So that's probably more relevant.
John, do you know, the majority of the squad would have been in the rivalry game last year, Joe, and you felt kind of in the first round, is there could have been motivation to want to do a bit of a run this year, or maybe 2 or 3 rounds? You know.
2 or 3 rounds, John. Like, you know, like we have to see where we're at. Like, you know, in the sense that it's you know, you see Iceland are playing at England tonight. You know, people were saying last year Iceland hadn't much football. Their structures and football structures over there, and the club structures are phenomenal. You know, and they're a country that's taken on, getting better and better. And you know, unfortunately for us, you know, their league has been promoted very heavily, whereas our league isn't. And so. You know, I think we have to be realistic in Europe. This is a game that we can win. You know, progressing, you know, 2 or 3 rounds. You know, the money is in our league to bring in the players. We did it maybe when we had the 205 team, you know, at a time when the club was, you know, effectively keeping players from going to England because we paid them so well. You know, so and the standards, and you know, when you go to play teams in, you know, whoever, Sweden, their leagues are higher league than ours. So you know, but at the same time, this round does give you a chance to get to the next round, you know. But you know, to be we say you could win 2 or 3 rounds, you know, don't. I think we have to be realistic here.
Chance for the fans as well to travel and see an away European game, isn't it?
Brilliant, and I suppose look, the fans are great, but it's great that, you know, because it's an easy place to get to, because obviously you know, they're used to going to Derry, used to going to Dundalk, Finn Harpsligo, so Belfast is nearly even easier than getting to Derry.
True.
You know, so it's great for that, and you know, we want the supporters to get as many as can get up there and get behind us and give us all the vocal support they can, and most important thing is you know, just support the team and keep it like that, you know.
And behave themselves as well.
Well, we don't really have, you know, things, but like we've really good people, and you know, it's just to go up and enjoy you know, because obviously Linfield have a very good support as well, and you know, so I think for both clubs' point of view, it's been sensible that, you know, we're all talking about football, and that's the most important thing.
And Greg, back in Europe Friday night, or Thursday night even, a big game.
Yeah, it's a big game. It's a big game for, especially with our performance on Friday night. I don't think it was the best from our point of view. We set a few standards during the year, and we kind of huffed and puffed. Both teams did, so we're mad to get going again. Hope to get out quick as possible. And obviously Thursday now, it's a big game up there, and with the draw, it's probably the best draw we could have got, I think, for the club and for the team with being Linfield, you know. It's probably more going to be a League Ireland game than a European game. We've played a lot of European games. You give away the ball to certain teams, you don't get it back. But I think this game will suit us down to the ground. We'll be going up there, probably going out to press, play a normal game. So I think it's ideal draw for us. I'm not going to say we're going to win, but it's definitely the ideal draw for us, you know.
Yeah.
Because you play European teams, you go away, and obviously different styles, different cultures and all. You give away the ball, you don't see it. But I think, like John is on about, I think he's playing down for favourites. We should be going up there thinking we're going to win, and hopefully we can. So yeah.
The break kind of came at a bad time in a way, didn't it? Because you were flying.
Yeah, we 8 in a row. It's been a long haul. We've been in since, well, we started pre-season, our own little pre-season since November, so we probably needed a break, to be honest. But obviously we're doing so well in the league, 8 games in a row, and to come back, and like I said, we were disappointed the way we played the other night. It wasn't good enough from us, and like I said, we needed a break, to be fair, because there was a lot of games being put in, like midweek games and stuff like that, so to recharge the batteries. And to be fair, we had a tough training camp out in Portsmouth, so to come back now, I think we needed that game. Going into this now, I think we're all ready to go, you know.
Well, it'll be a real cup tie, won't it?
Yeah, well, I've played with the park before. I played with Dundalk up there, and it was really good atmosphere because it's had the cup. But it was really hostile. The pitch is huge. I think that'll suit us as well. We get a wide, you know what I mean, and suit the way we play. So yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
What was the players' reaction when he got Linfield in the draw?
Well, I was really happy. I think some lads went to a foreign country somewhere else, but no, I was really happy. It's good for the club. Financially, it's good for the club. So, you know, less travel arrangements, stuff like that, not getting chartered flights and stuff like this. So it's obviously it's a big boost for the club, and especially I think for the players. Like I said, I think it's the best draw we could have got. Like we could have got Mitchell, and I think they played United last year, nearly beat them. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have fancied going out there at all, getting popped around the pitch. But I think it's definitely the best draw we could have got, and hopefully we make the most of it.
You happy to be playing the away like first?
Yeah, I think so, because then hopefully we can get a result and then bring him back down here then and have a right go off him. But from my point of view and talking to the lads, well, hopefully we'll go up there and win, go up and try and win anyway. Look, it mightn't be the case, but I think that's the mindset going up. Go up there and take the games to them. We're in season, they're not. But definitely our way like first does help. And if all comes to all as a draw, whatever, we can still have a pop up when we come down here, you know.
Is there an extra buzz around training that it's European week, or is it a bit more muted because, as you said, it's almost like a League of Ireland game?
No. Yeah, to be honest, it's a bit weird because I think I've played in Europe for nearly 6 years now, and it's always gone to a foreign country or gone somewhere. Like, I'm always hoping to get a team close, so you wouldn't have to travel that far and stuff like that, and staying overnight and stuff. So it's kind of like a normal game. I think we're going up Tuesday, I'm not sure, but tomorrow even. And so like it was for me anyway. I was happy we got that draw. Like I said, I think it's the best draw for us. Hopefully we can do the business, you know.
Are you enjoying the captaincy?
Yeah, look, I think not as changed with me. I think I've not the biggest vocal fella off the pitch, I don't think, but I think on the pitch I let me football do the talking, and hopefully I think nothing's really changed. Just land around really for me, yeah.
Are the players conscious, Greg, of trying to make amends for what happened in Iceland last year?
I don't know. I wasn't here last year, so I haven't really thought about it. To be honest, two lads were on about it. All right, I don't know what way that game went. To be honest, so I can't be commenting on that.
Yeah. But there's a chance to kind of get through to the next round.
Yeah, it's great. Like I said, it's financially for the club, for the players. Do you know what I mean? Nice little bonus for players if they do it, and then obviously the club as well. What is it, 250,000, whatever.
Yeah.
So like it's a big incentive. You know what I mean? It really is like, and hopefully we can do the business.
On top of the Ireland in the European Championships, how important as for a whole is League of Ireland clubs doing well in European qualification?
It is, I suppose, because you come the next year again, you're going to get seeded, ain't you? And I suppose when I was with Pats, we were seeded, because they done so well in Europe.
Yeah.
But obviously with Cork only come back into the Premier Division, whatever, for the last two or 3 years, if you get through a round, you get recognised as seed, you go up. Do you know what I mean? Obviously you want to get easier draw, and obviously again to get through more rounds again for the club financially is great, like, you know. So it is important, like, and hopefully all the clubs here in Ireland do well, get through the first game, and I think they're all winnable games. To be fair, I think Dundalk got the best draw they could have got. Don't get me wrong, it's still gonna be tough, but like, you know, they could have got back the Boris off again. So it's vital, I think, for the league that we all progress as clubs, you know.
Do you think you learned a bit? The club itself learned from last year? We're watching last year's result, how it went over the 2 legs.
Who was Cork? I can't comment. I don't know. I don't know what way it went last year. To be fair, I was off somewhere else.
There was a talking point that says with John with it, like about how the 2 legs went last year.
Like I said, in Europe it's totally different. The football, you give away the ball, you don't see it, like, you know, and that's why this is the best draw we could have got, like, possibly with Linfield, because it's just like another League of Ireland game. Both teams going at it, you know, pressing and stuff like that. Like, I think in Europe, if we had got another team, we would have had to change our whole game. We would have, because you can't go out and press teams like that. They're too good to keep the ball and move the ball. So you said, hopefully we can go up and get a result and bring them back to Turner's Cross.
How many matches, Greg, have you played in Europe at this stage?
I'm not sure.
Double figures, is it?
I think so. I think it's in double figures.
Easy.
We're not playing Europe this week, Gary. We're only going to Belfast. But yeah, no, I think it's double figures. I'm not sure. To be fair, it's 4 or 5 seasons. Well, Pats was the one. We got through 3 rounds with Pats. We got to play got to the 3rd round, played Hanover in Germany. It was a great experience to play over there, and hopefully we can get through this round and hopefully get a good tie then again, you know, because obviously after this round it gets tough. So if we can get through this round, maybe get a glamour tie, if you want to say, like I said, it's going to be great for the club, fans and all as well, so, and the players playing these games, you know what I mean, against better players probably, and test yourself in this way you want to be at, you know.
And Greg, is there any fear that a good European run would kind of affect the title challenge?
No, there's a squad there, to be fair. Like, I think John hasn't, I suppose, started the year, it's kind of been the same 13, 14 players. There's a big squad there, you know what I mean, and everyone's going to be needed. So I wouldn't say that now, and obviously it's an opportunity for lads to get games as well. But no, I don't think so. I think you got to look at both ways. With games being called off as well, like I think some games have been moved for the European titles. If we were to get through the round, hopefully the FAI does a favour as well to give us the best chance of progressing. You know, that kind of way. So look, fingers crossed, if we do get through, they will do that for us, like facilitate, you know, move games and stuff like that. So no, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Greg, you're expecting City to play their usual game and go to Linfield looking for the win?
Yeah, I think so. I think, look, fingers crossed it does happen, but I don't think we want to change our game plan at all. I think we have to go out and just do a normal game like we're playing the league here. I think there's no team in this league where you are good enough to sit off. You go out and press them and test them, you know, that kind of way. So I think it's going to be the same tactics from us. Go out there and leave everything out on the pitch. Hopefully it's good enough.